Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. So, if alpha and beta are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0, then sum of zeros. Here what are the zeros? Alpha and beta. So sum of zeros means alpha plus beta is minus b by a, that is equal to minus b means in ax square plus bx plus c, b is the coefficient of x. So minus coefficient of x by a, coefficient of x square. So sum of zeros is minus b by a, that is minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. Product of zeros product means alpha into beta is equal to c by a. C is constant term by a, coefficient of x square, coefficient of x square. This is the relationship between zeros and coefficients. A quadratic polynomial with alpha and beta as zeros is given by, if they give both the zeros alpha and beta, how to write a quadratic polynomial? It is given by k into x square minus x into alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta, where k is not equal to 0 is a real number. Okay, or else same thing, k into x square minus x into alpha plus beta means the sum of zeros plus alpha into beta, product of zeros, where k is not equal to 0. So using this we can write a quadratic polynomial if zeros are given. Exercise 2.2. Find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomials and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. The given quadratic polynomial is x square minus 2x minus 8. We find zeros of this polynomial by splitting middle term. What is the first step in splitting middle term? We multiply first term and last term. Minus 8x square. For x square, the factors are x and x. X into x is x square. For 8, we will find factors. 8 is nothing but 1 into 8, 2 into 4. Now, we have two pairs of factors. We have to select one pair in such a way that if you multiply, you should get product of first term and last term. And if you add or subtract, you should get middle term. In that way, we have to select a pair of factors. If you consider 1 and 8, 1 into 8 is 8. Okay, first condition satisfied. 8 plus 1, 9. 8 minus 1, 7. So second condition is not satisfied in this case. So we will select this pair 2 and 4. In that also, here it is minus 8. One should be positive and one should be negative. So which one will be positive, which one will be negative? Here, between the two, the bigger number will have middle term sign. What is the sign of the middle term? Minus. So 2 will be positive, 4 will be negative. Okay. X square plus 2x minus 4x minus 8. Okay. Now we will take a common factor from first two terms. Here it is x plus 2. Here from these two terms, if you take a common factor, it is minus 4. So x plus 2. Now there are two terms. In these two terms, what is common? X plus 2. So if you take x plus 2 as a common factor, we are getting x minus 4. So for zeros, we will equate this to 0. So x plus 2 into x minus 4 is equal to 0. So x plus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 4 is equal to 0. If x plus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 2. X minus 4 is 0, so x is equal to 4. So the zeros of P of x is equal to x square minus 2x minus 8 are minus 2 and 4. So these are the zeros of the given polynomial. Now we have to verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Sum of zeros is equal to minus 2 plus 4, that is 2. Product of zeros minus 2 into 4, that is minus 8. Same thing we will verify using formula now. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, that is equal to minus b means coefficient of x minus 2 by a coefficient of x square 1 minus of minus plus 2 by 1, that is 2. So here also 2, here also 2. Then alpha into beta is equal to c by a. C is the constant term. Here the constant term is minus 8 by a coefficient of x square, that is 1, that is equal to minus 8. Product of zeros is minus 8. Second sum, the given polynomial is 4s square minus 4s plus 1. So what is the first step in splitting middle term? We need to multiply first term and last term. So 4s square. For s square it is s into s. For 4, 1 into 4, 2 into 2. Okay. In this case, by seeing the middle term, we have to select this pair. And here 4s square, both should have negative sign because middle term is having negative sign. Minus 2s plus 1. Once again we will check the condition. Minus 2s plus minus 2s is minus 4s. We are getting middle term. Minus 2s into minus 2s. Minus of minus plus 2 2s are 4. S into s square, 4s square. Product of first term and last term. So condition satisfied. Now take a common factor from first two terms. Here it is 2s. So 2s minus 1. What we can take as common here? Only minus 1 we can take, 2s minus 1. Now 2s minus 1 is common. So this is 2s minus 1. So 2s, for zeros we equate this to 0. 2s minus 1 is equal to 0 or 2s minus 1 is equal to 0. So 2s is equal to 1 or 2s is equal to 1. S is equal to 1 by 2 or S is equal to 1 by 2. So The zeros are 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. Two equal zeros. Now sum of zeros is equal to half plus half 1. Product of zeros is equal to half into half, that is equal to 1 by 4. Now we use the formula alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, that is minus b coefficient of s, so minus 4 by a coefficient of s square, that is 4, minus of minus plus 4 by 4, that is 1. Then alpha into beta is equal to c by a. C constant term 1 by a coefficient of s square 4. 1 by 4, 1 by 4. The third one is 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. It is not in its standard form. First we need to write in its standard form. 6x square minus 7x minus 3. Okay. Now by splitting middle term method we find zeros. What is the first step? Product of first term and last term, that is 18x square. For x square it is x into x. For 18, 1 into 18, 2 into 9, 3 into 6. Now we have to select a pair. So here it is minus 7. So 2 and 9. 6x square, and here middle term is having negative sign. The bigger number will have negative sign. That means plus 2x minus 9x minus 3. Then what we can take as common here? 2x. So 3x plus 1. Here minus 3. If you take as common factor 3x plus 1. Now 3x plus 1 if you take as common factor. So 3x plus 1 into 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. That means 3x plus 1 is equal to 0 or 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus 1 by 3 or x is equal to 3 by 2. The zeros are minus 1 by 3 and 3 by 2. Sum of zeros is equal to minus 1 by 3 plus 3 by 2. Different denominators. So we have to find LCM. What is LCM of 3 and 2? 6. So this is minus 2 plus 9. That is 7 by 6. Product of zeros is equal to minus 1 by 3 into 3 by 2. 3 gets cancelled. This is minus 1 by 2. Now using formula alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, that is minus b minus 7 by a coefficient of x square, that is 6, minus of minus plus 7 by 6, 7 by 6, 7 by 6, alpha into beta c by a, that is constant term minus 3 by a coefficient of x square, that is 6, minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2. Question number 4. 4u square plus 8u. Can we use splitting middle term method here? No, because there are only 2 terms. For splitting middle term, we need 3 terms. So here we can only take a common factor from the 2 terms. What we can take as common factor? 4u. So u plus 2. Okay. 4u, for zeros 4u into u plus 2 is equal to 0. That means 4u is equal to 0 or u plus 2 is equal to 0. Then u is equal to 0 by 4, that is equal to 0, or u is equal to minus 2. The zeros are 0 and minus 2. Now sum of zeros is equal to 0 plus minus 2. 0 plus of minus, that is minus 2. Product of zeros is equal to 0 into minus 2, that is 0. Now using formula alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, that is equal to minus b. B is 8 by a, coefficient of u square here 4, that is minus 2. Alpha into beta is equal to c by a, that is equal to, c means constant term. Here do we have a constant term here? No. That means c is 0 by a 4. 0 by anything is 0. Question number 5. The polynomial is t square minus 15. Okay. For finding zeros, we equate it to 0. Then t square is equal to 15. Then t is equal to square root of 15. So, because it is square root, this will be plus or minus 15. So, t is equal to plus or minus square root of 15. That means the zeros are root 15 and minus root 15. The two zeros are root 15 and minus root 15. Now sum of zeros is equal to root 15 plus minus root 15, that is 0. Product of zeros is equal to root 15 into minus root 15, plus of minus minus, root 15 into root 15 is 15. Then using formula alpha plus beta minus b by a, that is equal to minus b. Here this is t square minus 15. That means t term is missing. That means b is 0 by a, coefficient of t square 1, that is 0. Product of zeros, that is c by a, that is equal to, c is the constant term, that is minus 15 by a is 1, that is equal to minus 15. Sixth one, the given polynomial is 3x square minus x minus 4. So there are three terms. We can use splitting middle term method. The first step in splitting middle term is product of first term and last term. That is 3x square into minus 4, that is minus 12x square. By seeing the sum itself, we can say here it is minus x. For 12 factors, 3 and 4 are factors of 12. By seeing that only we are getting it. So 3x square and minus 4x plus 3x minus 4. Okay, same thing. For your convenience, I am writing like this. Okay, now take a common factor, 3x, x plus 1. If you take a common factor minus 4 here, this is x plus 1. Now x plus 1 is again a common factor, 3x minus 4. So for zeros, we equate this to 0. So x plus 1 is equal to 0 or 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. So x is equal to minus 1 or x is equal to 4 by 3. Now sum of zeros is equal to minus 1 plus 4 by 3. So we need to find LCM here. 3 minus 3 plus 4, that is 1 by 3. Product of zeros is equal to minus 1 into 4 by 3, that is minus 4 by 3. Using formula alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, that is minus b. b is minus 1 by a is 3. Minus of minus plus 1 by 3. So 1 by 3, 1 by 3. Product of zeros alpha into beta is equal to c by a, that is c constant term, that is minus 4 by a is 3. Minus 4 by 3. This is how to check relationship between zeros and coefficients.